Ever pondered why things seem to happen in threes? An intriguing question, isn't it? Well, today we're going to journey through the fascinating concept of the law of three requests. But before we dive in, let's explore the captivating allure of the number three. Throughout history, the number three has held a special place in human consciousness. It's a number that resonates deeply within us, a magical digit that weaves its way into our stories, our religions, our cultures, and even our daily lives. Consider the world of storytelling, for instance. We've all grown up on the tales of the Three Little Pigs, Goldilocks and the Three Bears, or the Three Musketeers. Why three? Because it's a number that creates a pattern, a rhythm that our minds find satisfying and complete. This enchantment with the number three is not limited to fairy tales alone. It permeates our religious beliefs too. Christianity reveres the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Hinduism venerates the divine trinity of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Even in Buddhism, the three jewels, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, form the cornerstone of faith. The number three makes its presence felt in our daily lives as well. Think about it. We say third time's the charm, we give three cheers, and we even see things in 3D. It's as if the number three has become an integral part of the fabric of our existence, woven into our language, our actions, and our thoughts. So why does the number three hold such sway over us? Perhaps it's because it represents the beginning, the middle, and the end, the complete cycle of existence. Or maybe it's the symmetry and balance that the number three provides. Whatever the reason, it's clear that the number three has a profound significance in our lives. Today, we delve into a unique concept, the law of three requests. Buckle up for a journey of exploration, realization, and self-improvement. So, what exactly is this law of three requests? Now that's a question that can lead us down an intriguing rabbit hole. In the most straightforward terms, the law of three requests is a principle that suggests that when you ask someone for something three times, they're more likely to comply. But why? What is it about the power of three requests that makes it so compelling? Well, there are a few psychological mechanisms that might be at play here. Let's start with the idea of persistence. You see, when we ask once, it's easy to be ignored or dismissed. But when we ask twice, it's a little harder to brush off. And when we ask a third time, well, that's when people start to take notice. It shows that we're serious about our request and that we're not going to give up easily. Then there's the concept of familiarity. Human beings are creatures of habit. We like what's familiar. And the more times we hear a request, the more familiar it becomes. This familiarity can breed comfort, and that comfort can lead to compliance. But it's important to note that this law isn't about being pushy or manipulative. No, it's about understanding human nature and using that understanding to improve our communication. It's about asking in a respectful and considerate manner, about being patient, and about showing that you value the other person's input and decision. So to sum it all up, the law of three requests is about the power of persistence and the potency of familiarity. It's about understanding that we're all human and that sometimes we need a little nudge in the right direction. And remember, it's not just about getting what you want. It's also about building relationships, about creating a dialogue, and about finding common ground. In essence, it's about persistence, repetition, and the subtle art of persuasion. Now, let's delve into some real-life instances where this law has been put into practice. Consider the story of a young woman named Amelia. She was passionate about environmental conservation and wished to create a non-profit organization. However, she needed financial backing to make her dream a reality. Amelia decided to apply the law of three requests. First, she asked her potential investors to just hear her out. Next, she requested them to consider the environmental impact of their current investments. Finally, she asked for their support in her endeavor. This three-step approach not only earned her the funds she needed, but also helped her to build strong relationships with her investors. Next, let's look at the case of a high school coach named Tom. His basketball team was consistently underperforming. Tom decided to use the law of three requests to motivate his team. He asked them first to trust in their abilities, then to give their best in every practice, and finally to believe in their team's potential. This three-step approach not only improved the performance of his team, but also fostered a spirit of camaraderie among the players. Thirdly, consider the story of a salesperson named Olivia. She was struggling to meet her sales targets. Olivia decided to use the law of three requests with her customers. She first asked them to consider the value of the product she was selling, then to imagine how it could improve their lives, and finally, to make the purchase. This strategy not only helped Olivia meet her sales targets, but also improved her confidence and customer relations. In each of these cases, the individuals used the law of three requests to achieve their goals. They asked for something small, then something bigger, and finally their main request. This strategy helped them to gradually build trust and rapport, making their final request more likely to be granted. As these stories show, the power of three can be quite persuasive. Persistence can be a double-edged sword, wouldn't you agree? It's a powerful force that can propel you towards your goals, yet if misused, it can lead to unwanted consequences. That's where the power of the law of three requests reveals itself. It's not just about asking, but about asking with perseverance and respect. So how do you strike that delicate balance? Well, consider this. Imagine you're trying to start a fire. You strike a match once, twice, but the flame doesn't catch. Do you give up? No, you persist. You strike the match a third time, and voila, the flame sparks to life. That's the essence of persistence. But remember, it's not about striking the match relentlessly till it breaks. It's about striking it just right. The same principle applies to the law of three requests. It's not about badgering someone into submission, but about respectfully and persistently expressing your needs. It's about understanding that no may not always mean never, but could mean not now. Here are a few tips on how to balance persistence with respect and understanding. First, always be considerate of the other person's circumstances. Second, practice patience. It's not about getting an immediate yes, but about opening the door to a potential yes down the line. Third, maintain a positive attitude. People are more likely to respond favorably to a request that's presented with positivity and warmth. But also, be aware of the thin line between persistence and annoyance. Overstepping this boundary can cause discomfort or even harassment. It's important to recognize when to step back and give the other person some space. Persistence is about creating opportunities, not about forcing outcomes. To sum it up, the law of three requests is more than a strategy. It's a philosophy of patience, respect, and understanding. It's about fostering connections, building relationships, and making your voice heard without crossing boundaries. Remember, it's about persuasion, not coercion. It's about striking that perfect balance between determination and respect, between persistence and patience. That, my friends, is the true power of persistence. So, what have we learned about this intriguing law of three requests? We've discovered that it's a powerful tool, steeped in the principles of persistence, repetition, and respect. This law isn't just a whimsical notion, but a strategy grounded in the psychology of persuasion, where the magic number 3 plays a significant role. We started our journey by delving into the mystery of threes, how they capture our attention and linger in our minds. It's no coincidence that some of the most memorable phrases and ideas come in trios. It's a pattern that our brains are naturally drawn to, making the law of three requests that much more potent. We then explored the law itself, dissecting its intricacies. We learned that it's not about making the same request 3 times, but rather about crafting 3 different yet interconnected requests. Each request builds on the last, gradually leading the person towards your intended outcome. It's a dance, a delicate balance of give and take that requires tact and finesse. We saw this law in action through real-life instances where it's been employed with success. Whether it's in business negotiations, personal relationships, or even in the world of politics, this law has proven its mettle time and again. These examples underscore the practicality and efficacy of the law of 3 requests. Finally, we delved into the power of persistence. It's the driving force behind the law, the glue that holds it all together. Persistence isn't about stubbornness or rigidity. It's about resilience, consistency, and the unyielding belief in the value of your request. The law of 3 requests is a journey, a process, a strategy. It's an art, a science, a way of life. It isn't foolproof, but with the right approach, it can open doors and create opportunities that might otherwise remain elusive. Use this law wisely, and who knows what you might achieve. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, do hit the like button and subscribe for more intriguing insights.